basement people to the basement. Many surprises await you in the basement people in the basement. You heard that last time, you know we're gonna find you sick in the car seat cause you're not up to going out on the main streets completing your mission. You heard that last time, you know we're gonna find you sick in the car seat cause you're not up to going out on the main streets completing your mission. And she spoke words that would melt in your hands. And she spoke words of wisdom to the basement people, to the basement. Many surprises await you in the basement people, in the basement. You heard that last time, you know we're gonna find you sick in the car seat cause you're not up to going out on the main streets completing your mission. You heard that last time, you know we're gonna find you sick in the car seat cause you're not up to going out on the main streets completing your mission. difficult time to make a little better. It's only going up, just one thing then another, you know. Let's make this happen, go. We're gonna show the world something that can work and it can work for you. And you know that it will. Let's get this started, go. We're moving up, it's been a long to change, but you will always get what you want. Let's make this happen, go. We're gonna show the world something that can work and it can work for you. And you know that it will. Let's get this started, go. We're moving up, it's been a lot to change, but you will always get what you want. Let's make this happen, go. We're gonna show the world something that can work and it can work for you. And you know that it will. Let's get this started, go. We're moving up, it's been a lot to change, but you will always get what you want. You won't believe what I tell you. White coats and clever minds will choose. You get a lot from this wisdom and arrogance. It's not appropriate. Don't think that this is it. I can talk, it's all. I know how you like to. I can talk, it's all. I can talk, it's all. I know how you like to. I can talk, it's all. A longer sentence brings no more than one that I had said before. It's hard to compromise when I see through your eyes. It's just a common view. I guess it's lost on you. I can talk, it's all. I know how you like to. I can talk, it's all. I can talk, it's all. I know how you like to. I can talk, it's all.
All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome. What's happening, fam? How we doing? Good morning. Feeling good over here. Catching my breath a little bit still, but we still good. So yeah, blessed to be with y'all. Let's dive into these charts. Just wanted to say Grand Rising. Good morning, good afternoon for some. I mean, good night for those of you on the other side of the planet. I always appreciate you guys hopping on, working on the skill, working on the craft. What we do here every day is a measure of impulse control, managing your money, just being able to show up every day, right? The perseverance, especially through the majority of the initial climb in this. So if you're here, you're already putting in effort, and don't start giving up on me, all right? Don't start giving up on yourself, most importantly. But yeah, let's get into the markets. We got New York open here in about 10 minutes or so. So let's have some fun. All right. Let's go. Beautiful. All right, so let me get the camera. Here we go. All right, guys. Got the screen share going. Well, we're going to start with indices, and then we'll go from there. All right, so to kick things off, let's dive in here. Let me say what's up to the chat. What's up, Brandon, Harshey, Edgar, Corey, Seth, Luis. All right, Syndicate Squad just straight in here. T.O., what's happening? Jonathan, how are you doing, brother? Morning, Kai. Patrick, Drevis, hope that vacation's amazing. Melara, ¿qué tal, hermano? Karen, Hugo, what's good, bro? Good to see you back on. Greg, -7. Jeez, where are you? You back at home? Cansada, what's up, Austin? Gabriel, Isaiah, Carlos, we got Mario in here. Morning. ¿Cómo ves Nasdaq respetando la demanda de ayer? Ahorita lo revisamos, Brian, no te preocupes. What's up, Marty, Joe, OJ? Hey, big congrats to my boy here, OJ, Omar, who just got funded with FTMO, 100K. Literally in your first, 2-3 weeks in the syndicate. That boy is funded. Let's go. Congrats, man. Congrats. What's up, Daniel? All right, guys. Anyways, hope you use these types of just, success stories, hitting new milestones, just so you can realize, you're there too. You're not that far away. Just, make sure you're showing up at the standard that you need to every day. So use these other wins and just imagine that's you. It's that simple. It's not outside your identity. All right, y'all. All right. Mike, check funded Hive. Amazing prop for that A-book and pay instantly. I don't believe that they'll A-book you right away. I'm very, very, very certain that would be super irresponsible for them to A-book you that quickly right away. Would be crazy. But I will take a look at it. Don't get me wrong. But I wouldn't A-book. I wouldn't A-book anybody that gets funded at once. But, okay. They are. Check them. I'll check them for sure. Okay, so let's dive into this right now. Just taking a look at that Dow. So we're looking at micros real quick. Mini chart looks basically the same, so we're okay here. Now we have London lows and New York lows as a easy, these are pockets of liquidity. So there's retail buys here. There's some retail buys here. So wouldn't be surprised if we work our way down below and get into this low over here. So let me go ahead and delete this here. We already traded out of there. And then from the low over here, so from Tuesday's low to yesterday's high, right now we're sitting between a 50 and 6.18% pullback. So retracements are good. Tokyo high and London high are basically the same. So there's liquidity here. So I wouldn't really look to sell anything below this. Would not be looking to sell. And then we can explore options, whether it's the liquidity capture here that New York highs create before it chops up and works its way lower. Maybe that's an option, but not really a big opportunity for me. We trade pretty high up in this range. You see a pretty good pump right here. You can see definitely money comes in, but we just have, again, a lot of liquidity here, a lot of retail money sitting here. So I don't think I'll look to sell anything below New York lows unless we get a completely different, formation, unless we get different information here. Okay. So basically, really, if anything, Dow, the only buy would be with Dow Jones. The only setup with Dow would be for the buy. But let me check S&P and NASDAQ first before making any decisions over here. Yesterday, the buy that we were looking for with NQ did play out. It played out right off the open. So, great move. However, it just didn't tag me in. but some good momentum, some good movement. So we like to see that. Outside of that, though, so we have all of this over here. And then NQ also formed equal highs here. So NASDAQ creating liquidity here. I can double check the mini contract just to make sure. Yeah. Whereas S&P didn't, but S&P looks like S&P could be mitigating up there. So we'll take a look. Yeah, but yeah, NASDAQ equal highs. Retail sellers are definitely over here. So there's a lot of liquidity up there. However, with the London session, you do get one spike above Tokyo highs, and then everything works its way down. So that's not a terrible idea, but it's not like a lot of liquidity was up here anyways. So, I mean, we have this 5-minute structure. Sure, we get below here for a bit, a couple hours, and London kicks things off by taking out Tokyo highs. But there's just not a lot of liquidity here. So this also isn't like a high A+ setup for me. The more liquidity that is swept and then we see a continuation, the more likely we get a good reversal. This is pretty bare minimum. So yeah, not something that I am, like super excited about. And so now comparing NQ's spike down and continuation and Dow Jones, look at the difference. This push down here from Tuesday, right? Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. Central. And you have Dow with the same move. NQ, however, is it's not moving to the downside as much. It's really slow to work its way down. So we have a higher likelihood that NQ is the buyer over here. Now, obviously, things can change. You could see things evolve, but for now, that's what it's looking like. So I'm gonna be just paying attention to see if we're gonna end up taking out London lows or Tokyo lows. Because yesterday, for example, the market, we were looking for this. So let me walk you through. Yesterday, NQ, when we got New York open yesterday, we had the market trade into Tokyo imbalance. So that's where we traded into. And we traded into right around the open of the week as well. So this kind of was the open of the week. So we didn't really get below the open. Where is the open? Right there. So we broke right below here and the imbalance, whereas Dow Jones yesterday did take out Tokyo lows and London lows. So Dow took both out, and then it started to eat up that movement, whereas NQ only took out London lows and then traded into the imbalance. So it was just good structure to follow here. And that from there was just it. Like that was like, it's all the market wanted to do. And then we saw the reversal out of here. So not really a setup for me. Typically I like to see multi-session liquidity sweep. That's just like a higher win rate for me. But yeah, that's what was going on. So yeah, right now I want to see New York open. We have less than 90 seconds before we get it. So if we get that movement, then where do we go? So I like the buys. For sells, I'm really not interested in sells really anywhere. Now, the one thing that we had with S&P, which, okay, I can see opportunity here, is S&P takes out these highs and then works its way down. So you do have this particular movement right there. So right here we had S&P basically trading sideways, building liquidity. You get one final push up, one final move up here, and then everything works its way down. And we haven't traded up here yet. So S&P delivering some pretty good movement. So I wonder how we work our way up to this level. I'm curious. NQ, right, got pretty damn close to the highs before it dropped as well. So, I mean, you could argue this is basically, these are equal highs. I mean, they're pretty damn close. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we work our way now. So in this, so I'm going to set my alert. If S&P happens to work its way to here and everything else is a bit more bullish and S&P is the slowest one to get to the zone, then I mean, we're game. Right? We're game. Okay. Now, we're starting to see momentum kick in between indices, right? Markets are going to start moving. We're getting some volatility going here. Not much I'm looking for with, you know what? I mean, not really. Like, we did have a spike down with unemployment claims on here, but we don't really break any highs. So I wasn't like looking too much to take anything here. Dow kicked things off bullish, and then now pushing down, and it just took out London low. So we just saw a nice liquidity sweep with Dow Jones. And then meanwhile, we're seeing NQ start to rally higher. S&P start to rally higher, while Dow is kind of struggling to go bullish. So what's interesting with the open here is we took out maybe 30 minutes worth of liquidity here before starting to push. And then we took out the highs here as well. So liquidity is kind of getting swept across a NASDAQ on multiple sides of the game. I'm not one to really chase anything directly off the open. I just prefer abundantly clear setup. So for me, what's helped me is just not think about like, oh, I'm going to miss a move. Like, I'm not here to trade every move. I'm just here to catch my move. That's it. And sometimes you just got to say no to mediocrity. Well, always say no to mediocrity. Always say no to low-hanging fruit. Because, one, as a trader, you want to make sure you're practicing just high levels of qualification with your opportunity. Because remember, the whole purpose of this market is to incentivize money to come in at specific moments. So like, it's like it's almost like advertising. Like the entire job of an advertisement is to get you to buy. It's to get you to, exchange some money. That's what the market does, but it doesn't do it in the way you would imagine. The market here, it's enticing you through hope, through fear, through desire, right? Through different types of fear, missing out. And you just have to be able to be aware so that you stay on the side of the trade that makes sense, in which you have more evidence in which you have a standing chance in. That's the biggest difference. All right, so for now, we're pretty choppy here. I'm going to set an alert if we start breaking out at any side of this consolidation, whether it's higher or lower. I just want to see us get out of this thing. So let's take a look at this. Dow gave us the initial, and this thing is pretty mental. So we had this sweep. So here's the Dow Jones. It trades up a bit, so it takes up a little bit of liquidity, nothing too crazy. And then we start to see it crash down. Okay? While it's just being ridiculous here, up and down and up and down. Now this is the 15-second time frame over here. Then it starts to break below. So typically when you see a stupid liquidity and a break below, then maybe you would want to see the market sustain these lows, and then you look for a sell. But the problem is, well, not even a problem. The reality is it's not doing that. Dow was the first to clear New York lows, and now it's just soaking up the liquidity here. So it clears it and instantly works its way higher. So it starts to show its intention here, at least the first signs of an intention here. So I wonder if now that we swept those lows, are we going to clear these highs and then potentially have an opportunity for a buy? Meanwhile, NQ is still indecisive, so you have more consolidation. And you got to remember, this has been moving sideways for the last 5 hours. So we will see a breakout today. We will see a big move today. And it's, I guess, really the goal is to, of course, be able to be in the trade. But don't let that's inside of you, that one voice that's like, just get in there. Like, what if it goes your way? Nah, there's no like, what changes from you taking a win today or tomorrow? What changes from you getting funded today or tomorrow or the next day? Or getting a payout between today and Thursday or next week? What actually is the difference, net positive, in your life? Like, in a year from now, would it have made a difference what day you got that win that you really thought you needed? Not really. It's just that the moment, the emotion of the moment, it feels so grand sometimes. And it's not even a big deal. All right, so we're starting to see NQ break the slow. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. All right, so NASDAQ here, taking it out. Awesome. Now we're getting into business, right? Now we're breaking below. S&P also pushing lower. Dow pushing lower. Look at how Dow Jones is about to get to that zone right here. So remember, we have this buy zone with for indices in general. So now Dow's about to be at a 786 pullback. Meanwhile, NQ is barely below that 50%. So there is a chance in which we see NQ only sweep New York lows and then reverse, like we might be in this kind of environment. So I am going to be alert. S&P just cleared out New York lows, which followed, as you guys saw, followed Dow Jones clearing New York lows and clearing this low right there. This was Tuesday's secondary low. Okay. Decent. So across the board, right, we saw a pretty strong liquidity capture with Dow Jones taking up a whole bunch of money, S&P also liquidating, and then NQ showing us this initial one, sweep of London lows, and two, trading into the depths of New York right over here. So now look at how we're just flying up here. So we're coming into this crash, and this could become a shakeout, but we do want to see the market continue to trade higher, build proof that there's just more buying in demand, and then with the pullback, cool, we can take a position. And that could be actually quite a long position. But we don't want to get too excited about this. This could just crash out again. So we want to let the market prove itself. All right. That's how it's constantly. The way I look at it is like I'm constantly putting the spotlight on the market. I got a light on it and going like, hey, what are your intentions here? What do you want from me? It's an interrogation. Nice, congrats on the payouts. Looks like MES's liquidity sweep at the New York high. Yeah, Patrick, I did see that. Can I check the DAX? I don't really trade it. I don't think anyone else really does. I don't even know the current ticker for it. Someone wants to find it for me, then I'm cool with that. Bitcoin's still dropping. I'm just checking in here. I'm still waiting for sub 63,600 buys on Bitcoin. Okay. Let's take a look at oil and metals. Oil here, still chopping up. Yesterday took a swing at it once we got into this zone. So we were looking for sells based out of, where was it? In here. And we got a good mitigation. So we got a pretty good reaction. It just didn't have enough steam So we got a pretty good move down here. We saw some profit, but then it just reversed back. So I did end up taking a reduced loss on oil over here as well. And then outside of that, I mean, right now, the market is trading towards these areas. So these are bigger reversal zones. Like if we go over to here, like we're talking about the last push up before the market crashes. If you go look at this on the continuous chart, you know, you could see, and it's not going to look the same because obviously it's a bit more delayed. Like you don't get the same kind of movement, but with the current contract, yeah, you start to see a bit more potential reversal. This is July 31st. And then when we look at it with the current contract here, we're actually already trading above that July 31st price action up into these highs. So there's a possibility it gets a little bit, right? You can see the data starts to have, there's less and less volume over here. So the further back you're trading these contracts, I think it gets a little bit more difficult. So I would wait if you are going to be looking for sells with oil. I think just waiting for small time frame confirmations for anything makes more sense. Okay, now after we got that big spike down with NQ over here, where we clear liquidity, we come back into structure, and right now we're moving sideways for about 5 minutes or so. We feel some of this imbalance. It is definitely building up retail buying liquidity over here. So it's looking okay. For especially if we can stay up here even longer, might get one of those like small wick down and then rally here. I have my concern about the buy only because I think we could take out New York low still, and also Dow is already pretty close to that mitigation zone. So I'm not in love with this buy. We were only up here for about 4 or 5 minutes. So if this plays out, awesome. Like I'm that'd be cool. I'm not gonna take this one. I wanted demand for a little longer. I just didn't feel like we got to, like the case wasn't built long enough here for me. So there's a chance this could play out, but it's not a green light buy for me for NQ. So I had a feeling I kind of wanted to take it at least for half hour, but that would have been about it. So yeah, I mean it's playing out of here right now. So solid. Anyone take this? Anyone have like just you're like, you know what, man? We were up here for 4:36, 4 minutes, 5 minutes and change almost. So there it was. I mean, pretty bare minimum. If you did take this, I would be tightening up my stop to here now. We already got like a pretty good injection. So if you did, cool, good stuff. Now selling down. I mean, we traded below this for the last 10 minutes or so. Yamane, you did 12.5 point entry. Sick. I figured. So I knew somebody was probably going to take that one. Someone had the nuts. Yeah, so going for shorts with Dow. I mean, yeah, you got a nice liquidity sweep over here. But we're pretty efficient already. Like we already traded up into this and rejected quite a bit. So I don't know. I just don't like price action right now. It's not my go-to trading environment. Yeah, nice, dude. Good stuff. If y'all took this, man, you guys are killing it. You have 12.5 point stop. You're already running. Y'all already running like a 5R on that trade. Nasty. Good work, y'all. Good work. Yeah, so if this holds up, on the bright side, if this holds up, then we could still have another entry later on. So well done, gentlemen. Yeah, I was considering taking a half hour, but like 4 minutes of demand was like, we're kind of like the probability of winning for me wasn't as good as it typically would be. S&P right now just took out New York highs as well. We have NQ trading into the zone. Dow into here as well. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't love it. But obviously, guys, trade your game. If you like what you see, take your trades. Like, you don't have to do what I do. My goal is not for you to become, who I am as a trader. My goal is to help you see things. It's efficient on futures, but not CFDs. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, actually, you know what? Let me look at this on the micros. Let me go here, and then on the micro, we could see a little bit better. Wow, that was it, dude. No. Did you take it, Omar, or no? Yeah, what a sell-off. So we had the open here. Kicks in. Right there. Takes after it chops in there, takes out the high, and then just dunks. Missed it on the entry. Okay. And Q dumped instantly from that zone. No, that's okay. So let's say, for example, right now, our theories were, okay, you could take a buy from here, trade it into the imbalance. Let's say you missed that one. I don't feel like I missed it. It wasn't really my setup. And then Dow here was, it was kind of like, did it already mitigate because it kind of chopped back in there or not? So let's say you wanted to take this, but then you didn't. One, if you don't have clarity on the setup, if you can't really tell, then it's not really your setup. Like, your setup should be pretty easy to be able to notice. So whenever you have these moments where you're like, did it or did it not? Don't allow yourself to get into this like, I should have, and I would have been up now. Like, just get over it, dude. Like, whatever. It's like this. How many how many opportunities you get in trading? Like, hilarious amount of opportunities. So like, it is what it is. Like, whatever. So a lot of it comes down to like where people are just so trained to think in scarcity, think that like, you're gonna have one shot to being successful in different mediums as a trader. Like a trading setup is an opportunity. So people don't get so caught up on like the one trade. Dude, one trade is not gonna change your life. I took the S trade, but I want break even early since I wanted to see if it's more lows. Cool. Do you use order blocks? Do I use them? I am aware of them. I'm aware of blocks of orders. I use them within some entry zones that I have, so to refine some entries. I don't necessarily like use only an order block for an entry. I could use them for exit sometimes. Yeah. All right, so this is still pretty choppy. Like, that's why like I don't really care about these guys. You got to have a really short-term memory with your expectations. For me, that it gets down to be pretty simple that way. All right, so let's take a look at gold. Let's look at gold here. What has gold got for us? Gold also volatile here. Volatility stands. So we've traded with gold. One of what we were looking to see here and to do was, let me zoom out a little bit. Looking for an entry on a sell for gold here. So this was the open of the week where we spike up and then drop So we were looking for sells around here before, targeting whether it's filling an imbalance or maybe even going lower. It kind of depends on where we're at in the market. But yeah, I think we can get at least a 3R here with a short. Pretty decent trade. And then silver as well, looking for opportunities. Silver has traded a bit more bullish, so we already got above this. We saw the market. We actually saw silver clear the highs before instantly losing momentum and working its way to the downside. So silver definitely, yesterday's intention with silver's movement was more so a liquidation, luring out sellers. So now we're still in bullish structure with silver as we are with gold. Deep pullbacks, the market now has taken out liquidity. So gold and silver both took out London lows, not quite taking out Tokyo lows, but might not be really necessary. So I want to see if we continue to push bullish with gold here, because gold might have created an entirely different opportunities, because we had this big push down that we got, 25 minutes ago. This is a nice liquidation. So this takes out a good amount of retail buys here. We see it clear out some buys there. So if we can confirm bullish structure, we're in for a good time over here. So I want to see the market break above. So here's where money comes in, right? This liquidates retail buyers. Now we're at a point where we're about to start clearing these highs. So if that happens, then I'm in the market for buys over here. So this is what I want to see. Market trade higher. Then we can look for a buying opportunity over here. The highest risk reward situation would be buying all the way down here. However, this might not trigger your entry. So looking for buys a little bit higher also work well. So you have options here. There's definitely different levels to it. And then I would target these London highs. If you want to refine your entry, you can also go and look at the actual price action leaving this zone. Here we had a good amount of support as well. So right around 49.91.5. Good amount of support over here. So for the market to dip into this level, this area, I think you could get some pretty good trades out of here. So 49.91.5 just looks good to me if the rest follows along. So something like this I would be open to. And then some 5-hour action over here. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. So here is an opportunity for later. It's working its way there. You know what I mean? It's working its way there. So, all right. Oh, that's the syndicate stuff. My bad. All right, so let's check out today's setups. February 19, 2026. Guys, we're over 6 weeks into the year. 6 weeks into the year. What have you been doing this year? How you feeling? This is a little check. This is an accountability check. How do you feel about your year so far? If you're like, you know what? I've really been showing up in accordance to the intention I set in the beginning of the year, then congratulations, guys. If not, then it's not too late. You can course correct. It's your time. All right. Sometimes you just gotta declare, like, you know what, man, I'm gonna just switch things up. You know, let me lock in again, and then make a plan. Schedule it out. Give it a time and place in your life. But don't lie to yourself either. Be like, oh yeah, dude, I'm totally on top of it. But like, you're just getting high. Like you're really not doing. Or you'll make up an excuse, you know? Like, but you know, the kids. Or it's been cold, so I can't do anything. Come on, y'all. It's Tradetopia. You know, if you want to build the world, if you want to build your utopia as a trader, you also have to build. You got to build the habits. Got to build the standards. Got to hold up to them. Grateful for new opportunities and focus on my consistency in all areas. Love that. Okay, that's metals. We have an alert set. I'll check in there in a little bit. Meanwhile, let's see who's winning. Who's winning the battle here between the Bulls and the Bears? Looks like the Bulls are on top. NQ, Bulls are starting to rip a little more. A little bit. Very choppy. This is a war in here. Dow, it's not. It's trying to push higher as well, struggling a bit more to do so. Okay. See, this is what I like. Omar's like, you know, I'm operating at 50% of what I expected for the year so far. All right, let's course correct. Let's turn it up to 100. What do we need to do to make it happen, brother? What do we need to do? Okay. So we're starting to see S&P and NQ just getting above this liquidity there. All right, nothing new to do there. Looking at majors. So checking back in over here. Still have this Australian idea. So we're slowly grinding our way down to this. This one stays as an opportunity in my book. So let's go ahead and add it into this. Got 6A. Buying at mitigation zone still remains. Best bullish structure between the majors. All right. So, I mean, yeah, right now, this is chilling. NZD going lower and lower and lower. So I'm staying out of this idea. We have Euro. This is a bounce that some of you were looking for Euro yesterday, whether it was during New York session or Asian. I said, I mentioned this. I was like, look, AUD has a lot more to go down, so I don't think it's worth the trade. This went just shy of 2R. And so this actually played out pretty nicely. If you wanted your exit right into the previous low, then, you could have taken something here. There was a possibility of a 2R, but this was trading against momentum. Australian has much better setup for majors. So, this, if you've listened to me, you did avoid a loss. Or at least, you could have gone break even. Yen still pushing lower, similar. You got a zone down here. The sell. Oh my god. Oh, this was tragic. Look at how this is going. I said this is gonna be a swing sell, 14R, but I didn't get triggered in because of, I think, a point. Pour one out for the homies. Have to hop off, but great session. Hey, thanks for hanging with us, Steph. I know some of you at 9 a.m. hop off, so others hop on. So it's good to have y'all. Appreciate your time and energy. And it's great to have you. At this time, I guess I will add something here because I know. Actually, let me know in the chat, please. I don't really ask y'all to be super involved in the chat, but let me know in the chat. How many of you would you say are just kind of getting into trading, like are pretty new? You're kind of, whether, I don't know, you just ended up on the stream or whatever it might be, like you're just newer. You're just like watching me do this so that you can just, something can kind of just catch on. So let me know in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat. And then how many of you have been trading for a while? You'd say you're experienced, So if you're experienced, drop a 2. If you'd say you're a veteran, then drop a 3 in the chat. But kind of want to see where we're at completely. Some 2s. I'm figuring most of you are in the 2 section, just because I don't really make content just for the basics, but cool. A lot of 2s. 2.5. What's up, Bavik? All right. Awesome. 2.5. 2. Not sure where I'd put myself. Okay. Patrick, you've been trading for like maybe a year almost or something. We'll see. Okay, cool. 2.5. Aren't you like 17 or 18 or something? 2.5. All right. Interesting. This is cool because it kind of shows where you're at as it's either some of you like is either humility, some of you it's either I would say, what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit of cockiness, maybe. Some of you it's just real. If you don't know, you don't know. Cool. So, okay. So here's why I asked. The only reason I was asking was I want to be able to get a good grasp on. I mean, if you're on a live stream, I guess it's not the best, because most of you are actively trading, so you should be at a 2 or a 3. But I kind of want to just know when I'm creating stuff and making information for you guys, just videos, more something more valuable to you, just what's going to help the most. But that's really, really good to know. Awesome. 1 as a syndicate member. Yeah. Some of you guys are only a couple months away from, some of you are at your 9-month mark in the syndicate now. Just about. It's pretty sweet. 0 for me. Okay. Cool. So, yeah, anyways, we went over majors, guys, and outside of that, like, there's not really much else to trade. I feel like we're going to get more volume, more volatility later in this session. So, I'd say if you're going to go ahead, go do whatever you got to do in your life right now. If you have time to hop on the markets later, then you should probably do it later. I think right now we're going to kind of get into a little cool down zone time period. This will break out at some point. Dow is struggling to break above, so there still could be another push down. S&P took out the high and started NQ, but it's still not really too convincing for bullish structure. But the pullback's continuation. So, yeah, no entries for me right now. I'm just going to let the market give me more and more, and then whatever happens, we'll see happen. S&P has potential for the sell up there. So this is one that I'd say keep in mind. I'll add this to like the setups. But I will say just be aware of the entire indice market in general if you're looking at S&P. Okay. I wouldn't blindly just take this. So signature, mitigation, sell. However, please keep in mind divergence. Okay. Cool. What was the question? Nah, don't worry about it. I just kind of want to see where you guys are at in experience in the market, and going from there. Yeah. Cool. Fantastic, guys. Well, I'll leave it there for today's session. Actually, you know what? I'll do a quick check-in with some stocks. Yesterday, I bought a little bit more of Webull. I bought a little bit more of, where is it? Hold on, let me read. I got some Nike. I picked up some Nike. I picked up some Spotify. I picked up, what else did I pick up? Some Coinbase. Yep. All right. Today, Etsy had another big jump. It's a nice little gap up. Little 10% guy. mitigation right here. Check this guy out. Big orders. Yep. All right, so yeah, I'm just stacking some more. Daily buys with Bitcoin are in effect as well. And yeah, so at this point, guys, as a trader, remember your goal is to obviously, use your prop firms to get more cash flow going, to be able to reinvest. All right, so just I'll wrap this up because this has been a shorter session, but there's just not a lot going on. But I'd say when you're trading, if you're trading props, use it to push your net worth forward, obviously. But I say it this way intentionally because it's really easy to want to kind of like validate your growth through things. And then, I mean, you're probably going to do it anyways, but all I have to say is eventually, like, you'll get to a point where you realize, like, okay, this doesn't really do much for me. Like, it kind of fades. But the ability to live a life where you just have all the options in the world, or at least just better options, is in my experience, more fulfilling. So, using your payouts to clear your debt, inch your way at it. Use a percentage of that to clear that. Use a percentage to be able to get, more accounts and get more cash flow. And then use a percentage to put it in your live account. Even if it's, your futures live account and it's just $100, have it continue to scale and grow that way. It'll make a massive difference. And eventually, you'll just be able to propel more. But at this point, guys, as traders, and this is something that we have, one of the pillars in the syndicate is the financial element to you as a trader, seeing things not just as a business, but also as, how should your money be moving around, right? How should you already be prepared for it? So it's cool because one of our traders here, Alonzo, who got paid out last week. It was awesome because we were having a chat, and he's like, dude, I already know exactly what to do. Like lesson, I forgot what it was. Lesson 5 in the financial pillar. I think it's in phase 2 because we have the syndicate program is 4 phases. The first one's about rewiring, like resetting your mind, your subconscious, like getting into a good foundation mentally, and the different avenues of it. But phase 2 is more about scaling and like scaling props and stuff like that. But in there's one where it's like exactly how your money should be allocated once you get your payout. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, what are you going to do with it? And he's like, what do you mean? I already have the plan. So like just hearing like he was already super prepared and just dialed in and okay, money goes here, here, and here. It's less thinking and it's just following a certain structure. It was pretty cool. So for those of you that don't, make sure that you have something like you're intentionally moving your money around, you're putting yourself forward, so that you can be in that state where you have options. You're able to keep growing your business as a trader. Every prop account that you have is just like another avenue of income. And so to keep growing that, but also get to the point where, you have enough capital to trade so that it could be a main income stream, and then have less expenses because, you're just delaying the gratification. So yeah, guys, make sure you're doing that. Right now, I know a lot of you, I remember just people saying like, oh man, I wish I could have bought Bitcoin, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's under 70K. It doesn't mean you have to throw all your money ever at it, but pick up a little bit, pick up a little bit here and there if that's something that you think is long-term going to be functioning. So yeah, if you guys don't already have some sort of like automated savings or investing, make sure you're doing that. All right. It's like the easiest way to get yourself forward. Start with at least like 5% of your income. That's what I would do. If I was starting again, and then, do what you can, even if it's $10 a week, $25 a week. And whether it's you're putting it into savings or you're, investing, do something. You guys have seen me show you a million times, but yeah, compound interest is incredible, especially when you do the same thing over a super long period of time. If there's one reason I think I've been able to progress in my life, it's because I'm really good at doing something for one thing for a long period of time. I'm good at doing that. The question is, what's the thing that you should be doing for a long period of time? And I think there's typically like one main thing that if you do in every like dimension of your life, if you can do that, then you're good. That's it. With your finances, right? If you can put aside, and this I think should grow incrementally, but if you can put aside 5, 10% and then more over time, of your income, always when it comes in 20 years, 30 years, you're going to be pretty good. There's the money side, the trading side, right? If you can every day show up and just follow your damn plan, you're probably going to be making money later. With your well-being, your fitness. If you can move, whether it's walking X amount of steps or running X amount or being on a bike, just being active most days, awesome. And you can be consistent to that for a super long time. You're going to be good. Spiritually, feed yourself spiritually, whether it's listening to reading, whatever practices that you're into. Dive in there, whether it's something biblical, the Quran, Torah, whatever, listening, audio, like that's just like these little details, it's like one thing in like 5, 6 different elements of life. Doing that most days, like, dude, your life's gonna be so much better. But the problem is, like, we just do it for a little bit and then we kind of fall off. But what if you didn't? What if you just did one main thing in all of these different areas? And it doesn't even have to be for hours. Sometimes it's just 5, 10, 15 minutes. It just sets the tone. Do that. Track that. All right, anyways, y'all. Love that we're here together. Appreciate you guys hopping on here with us. The goal here in Tradetopia is, obviously, have an amazing world of traders that are building their freedom and able to explore the world. Like, the trip that we had in Utah was so sick. Everyone snowboarding, snowmobiling, just exploring the mountains, getting into town, just meeting locals. Like, all of it was just so dope. Having just amazing food together. Some people, we're doing that at a profit. Some people were getting an experience like that for the first time. So we want everyone to be able to do that, but you don't really earn those experiences if you're just falling short to the highest version of yourself all the time. So that's why I love the syndicate, because the standards are just higher. They're like, you're not there to play around. You're not there to be like, oh, maybe this is for me. It's like everyone here has something they're truly pursuing, and we're not here to fall short. So if you're someone with those types of standards and you want to be around people with that kind of energy, that kind of standard, then feel free to join. But with that being said, I'll leave a link below, but y'all stay locked in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out, guys.